Next up, at UFC Vegas 85, we have Landon Quinones taking on Marquel Mederos. Landon Quinones, 7-2 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off a loss to Nasrat Haqparast in a short notice UFC debut. He's taking on Marquel Mederos. This guy is 8-1 overall. He is 5-0 in his last 5, and he's making his official UFC debut. The opening of this card is 2 prospect debuts in a row, and I think Marquel is, I don't want to say the real deal, like he's going to be a world champion, but Marquel is a very interesting prospect to watch. He's a really good striker. He puts combinations together very well, and he throws up a ton of volume. He's very comfortable in his fights. He's a young-ish guy. He's not super young, but he's a young-ish guy who's pretty early in his career, and he flows well. He has confidence. He doesn't seem to get rattled. Primarily a striker, but he can grapple if he needs to. He's got a couple of slick takedowns and some very good takedown defense with some nice submissions there. He is touted as a prospect, and he made a big splash on the Contender Series with a knockout over a much, much larger Issa Isakov. He's taking on Landon Quinones. This guy's a decent striker. Very slick wrestler, though. He's probably going to categorize himself as a striker. When we do the tape study, we also watch interviews. It's always interesting to hear somebody's mindset. You might pick up some tidbits here and there. And he does sort of fancy himself as a striker, but I would categorize him as a wrestler. That seems to be his strong suit. That seems to be where he excels. It does take him a little while to gauge rhythm in a fight, so he can be a bit of a slow starter, but he works in his takedowns well when he finally hits that rhythm. He's going to lower his level, shoot very clean shots right up the middle. They're not desperate. They're usually pretty well set up, and they're going to result with some top-heavy pressure. Well-rounded guy, can definitely have some success, but I did mention he lost in his UFC debut to Nasrat Haqparast on short notice. A lot of people are just going to see that loss on Tapology. And they're going to look at the record. He lost. He fought a UFC guy. He lost. Go watch that fight. He had some very real success there. He landed some very good shots, was having success with the leg kicks. He ate a couple of very good shots, and he defended 5 takedowns. Nasrat shot 5 takedowns, and every single one of them was stuffed. And that matters here because it is a testament to how good Landon Quinones actually can be. And we have a full training camp. He might be very good. Or that was just sort of a clash of styles, and Nasrat was looking past him a little bit. I personally am going to be on the Marquel Mederos side. I think Markel's composure, I think his striking is going to be too good. And while Landon has very good takedown defense, his takedown offense is okay. And Marquel Mederos, you go watch his tape. The way he can stuff a takedown and then work his hips in and he ends up on top is spectacular. So I think Markel's going to win this fight. He's got great takedown defense, very good striking. He's going to be the pick here, and he is the other half of that parlay that I have with Thomas Peterson. When Jacob's done air humping, he'll go ahead and give you his pick. If that's how you think you defend a takedown, good luck on the 9th.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not how you do it. And why are you looking at it? Head should be up. But go ahead.
This is all. This is all that's going to happen here. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay. What Jacob's doing, anybody new here, Jacob and I have a lot of built-up tension, and he was threatening to fight me, and I said, let's go ahead and fight. He picked the date. That date was about 8-9 months out, and that's coming up. It's February 9th. We are fighting. We have a location. We will be recording the entire thing, and then we will edit it and put out some content of Jacob and I fist fighting. Jacob might be the editor, so that'll be interesting to see what kind of favorable edit he gives himself. But Jacob is a scrawny, shrimpy little boy with baby legs and a scar on his face. But that's enough of that. Why don't you go ahead and break down this fight for us, Jakey? Yeah, he's 5'6". Look at the doorway. Look at the doorway.
It's a 9-foot door.
Yeah, sure it is. In that luxury apartment. Can you go ahead and break down this fight for us, please?
Listen. I understand if people like Landon in this fight, because I think there's a lot of people that are looking for dogs on this card, and they're looking at Landon, and they see him as a good dog. I agree. Actually, when I was breaking down this fight, in my head, because we do the same thing, we watch the fights, we break down film, but we don't look at the odds ahead of time, so we have no idea. And after I break down every single fight, I ask myself, who's the favorite? What would I put the line at? And I think that Marquel is going to win this fight, but breaking down the film, I was like, I bet he's an underdog. I bet people watch Landon against Nasrat. They really watch the film, right? Because as you mentioned, he showed his toughness. He was walking Nasrat down. He really probably would have put 9 out of 10 fighters out in that fight with the leg kicks. Nasrat was able to just kind of work through it because he's really, really tough. And he ate some shots as well. he did eat some shots, and that's kind of what I want to get to in this fight because Marquel is the more dynamic striker, right? Landon is a more technical guy, but he doesn't really sit on shots, and that's a big key here because Marquel is a more dynamic striker, but he also gets kind of a little bit wild. Markel's a very confident dude, and with confidence comes with a little bit of bravado. And sometimes against the fence, he can have those hands low, a little bit out of place. And if Landon was more of a powerful puncher, I think that would be a big issue for Marquel, but Landon doesn't really sit on shots. So I think Marquel is going to walk him forward, get him against the fence, and really land on some big, powerful shots. I worry a little bit of Markel's gas tank. And I've seen him in a 3-round decision before where he actually used grappling pretty much the entire time and he worked through it. That's not the same kind of level of a guy like Landon. And if he starts gassing and you see him start shooting takedowns and he can't get the takedowns versus Landon, I think it's a time for panic with Marquel. But I fully expect him to be able to put the pressure, lay some big shots on Landon, and maybe get him out of there. But Landon's a tough dude, and but I like Marquel in this one, especially with that wrestling. I think he could go to if there's an issue.
Yeah, I think so. We're both on the same side of the pick for sure. We're both on the Marquel side of this fight. I was confident enough to throw him in a parlay with Thomas Peterson, but I purposely, this is my betting strategy. I'm more conservative than most. I am trying not to be overly exposed to anybody. It's going to be very hard to find me with multiple bets on one human being, and that's what saved me. Mike Malott last week, a lot of people tripled down on Mike Malott in multiple parlays. So he blew up a lot of stuff, not just one thing. He only blew up one thing of mine, and we were still able to.
He said he's going to come back even better, though. Every fighter's like,
and that wasn't even a skill gap. It wasn't a skill gap that lost him that fight.
Don't worry, guys. I'll be back even better.
Listen, if it was a skill gap, and it's like, man, I got to work on my takedown defense. Sure, maybe that was a guts gap. He didn't have the guts to flail. He just had the flail.
15, 20 seconds just to. It's
Dude,
not like he was like
flop around like a fish.
It wasn't like he was like knocked out and he couldn't. I mean, he was just like
conscious.
He just like, oh, make it stop.
Oh, dude, all he had to do was flop around like a fish out of water, and the ref wouldn't have stopped it. But either way, point being, I trust Marquel. I have a bet on Marquel, but that's it. I don't have him in multiple things. I don't have a money line. I parlayed him with another risky fighter. I put the two riskies together. When I have confidence, guys, I put them together. I don't understand when people build these like 4-leg parlays and then throw an underdog on it. I don't get that. That's just not my style. So I do have the parlay with Marquel.
That kind of sounds like what I used to do. So I don't know if you're trying to make fun of me or not, but
no, you actually, you're not a big parlay guy anyway.
Every time you make fun of me on the stream, I don't know if you know
I'm not.
this,
that's not about
excuse
you.
Me.
Jesus.
Every time that you make fun of me on the stream for the last 2.5, 3, what are we doing this? 3 years now? Has it really been 3 years?
I don't think it's been 3. It's been like, maybe it's 3 as of right now.
Anyway, every single time I rewatch the streams, I sit there and I write down every single time.
I'd love to see this
that
journal.
It's really, and every single time that you're mean to me, and I have it on this wall right here, and it's all written out. And I sit here every morning, and I'm busting out push-ups, I'm busting out sit-ups, I'm doing up-downs, I'm doing Oklahoma drills with my dog, and I'm just looking.
None of those will help you.
I'm just looking at all these fucking.
Maybe do a sprawl or go to a jazzercise kickboxing class, something.
I've been through many of those classes.
You've been through many kickboxing classes?
I went to classes.
For what? What kind of classes?
I hit a heavy bag. I hit mitts. I hit pads. I hit
There's
everything.
a coach there? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went a second time?
Well, they had the first time you go, they have an orientation, right, where you get your gloves and you get a tour of the gym and stuff. And then I went another time. So I've been multiple times to a gym. Yeah.
You did not go another time.
I just said I was there twice. Okay. I don't know what's so hard to understand.
Now I'm nervous.
Yeah, I mean.
Anyway, Marquel Mederos is both of our pick. I don't think I'm throwing my DraftKings lineup, though. I do have the DraftKings pricing backwards. It should be 77 for Landon, 85 for Marquel. I don't know if he's going to be worth the 85 because I don't think there's a finish here. Both these guys are very, very tough. And I don't know how much wrestling there's going to be. There's a lot of risk there. That is a good price point for a guy that I think wins, but I'm probably going to leave that alone. I think this may be a striking-only kind of matchup. Those don't typically score that well, but if you want to see that parlay, even though I just gave it to you, but if you want to see all of the other bets, I do have a couple of round parlays as well. And Jacob's got a whole bunch of bets, as do the 6 other analysts. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's only $10 a month. You're going to unlock every single pick, bet, round line lean, every single tool, and so much more. We have 11 fights in a row coming up. So that is going to unlock 4 events worth of bets. $2.50 an event. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. Couple of Super Chatterooskis. Sosa sent $2.79 Canadian. He said, are there going to be live odds for your fight?
Last $2.79.
For it's a very odd number.
I think that was it.
But thank you very much. I mean, he picked you, so weren't you an asshole? So here's the God's honest truth. We reached out to Bet Openly and we said, can you add odds for this? And he said, of course I can. And then the problem is we're not fighting live. We're going to record all of it. It's the first time we're ever doing something like this, filming content together in a space like this.
Well,
like
for YouTube. You've done content.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, you get what I'm saying.
Oh, Jesus
now.
Christ. No, I do now. Anyway, so we're just going to record it, edit it, and then work with that. If it were live, there would be odds on Bet Openly that you could bet actual real money on, because then you can watch it live. But it's not going to be live. That would ruin any integrity there. And when it comes down to real money, that's just not worth doing. But if this goes well and we figure it out, we'll do a rematch. And web guy Josh, I also own the domain WeWantFights.com. That's a domain I've had for many years. That's what I used when I was managing professional fighters. Josh is like, that's a perfect domain for like building up a MMA promotion, like the comment section guy versus comment section guy type fight promotion. Basically street beefs, but comment section beefs. I'm like, that is a great idea. So if we can figure this out, maybe you and I rematch or something, and we put together a card with some grappling and some kickboxing, some amateur fights of people that hate each other in the comment section. Thank you for the $2.79. $4.99 from Siggy. Is Artem going to break down the WWP 1 fight card? What are the odds in the main event? Oh, so basically same question. Thank you for the $5. And actually, that's a good idea. Should we have Artem break down our fight? We probably should. That could be fun. That's a question. Usually questions get answers.
I got real excited because we just got a $20 donation. So
yeah, we'll get to that.
It just really gets me going.
Thank you very much, Siggy. $20 super chat from Nick Hausman from the last pay-per-view from the last year, up this week, up plus money. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much.
Up to this week.
From the last pay-per-view from the last year, up to this week. Thank you very much, Nicky boy.
Yo, Andreas, what the fuck?
Yeah, we'll get there, Jacob. Boy, they're really going for you. But we appreciate that $20 very, very much, and we are glad that we were able to contribute to your success in this space. Andreas Lara with the most poignant, well-worded super chat of the night. Jacob is 5'6". He did compliment him. He said, pure muscle. Angelo's Wrestling is going to surprise y'all.
This is 5'6" right here.
Best get. Fight does not go the distance. Smash the like. Best community. We can't really see if it's at your chin or the top of your head. Can we?
I just marked it. Hold on.
I bet you did. Yeah, no, this is honor system.
No, I'm serious. I'm marking it right now. It's not a joke. Why would I have nothing.
Why is there a mark at 4 inches also?
Well, that's soft. There, I just marked it. It was right here. Look, you can actually see the mark. Look, this is not even a lie. You can see the mark. Oh, let me put it right this way. You can
what height are you pretending to be right now? 76 inches? Huh? Okay.
The mark is right. I literally just put the marker. How could I lie about that? I've had the marker on top of my head, and I went like this. How could I lie?
You're 6'5"? You're 6'5"?
Yes. How could I lie about that?
This is going to be... I'm nervous then. Jacob's 6'5".
I mean, the mark is right there. There's no other marks.
Wow. This is very scary for me. All these times, 6'5". And I just didn't notice. That's incredible. If I had the picture of you and Tiffany standing next to each other with Tiffany taller than you, I would put it up, but I don't have that ready to go.
Yeah, your 6'4" wife.
yeah. I'm not Bo. I'm not 6'8", and I tower over you at 6'3", 6'2.5".
Yeah, Ignacio knows minimum 6'5", probably taller.
Yeah, probably. I guess we'll all find out. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to wewantpicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.